Hello students, welcome back to another video of history, chapter 4, what books and burials tells us. So students, we are going to continue our chapter. Let's get started. Now students, today we are going to study the first topic, that is cattle, horses and chariots. Now students, all these things, cattle, horses, chariots, these were used in the time of medieval period also and in the ancient period also. There were many prayers in the Rig Veda for cattle, children, especially the son, and horses. Students, you know that at the time of Rig Veda also, cattle, children, and horses were praised by the people. Horses were yoked to chariots that were used in battle. Means horses were attached with the chariots and they were used in the battles. Now, battles were also fought for land. They were also fought to capture the cattle also. And the battle for the land, which was important for pasture and for growing hardy crops that ripened quickly, such as barley. Some battles were fought for water and to capture people. So, students, why the battles were fought? So, battles were fought to capture cattle, land, water, and people. Students, most men took part in the wars. There was no regular army. There were assemblies where people meet and discussed matters. And they choose the leader who were brave and who have skills, who were the skilled people. That people were chosen as their leaders. Now students, some of the wealth that was obtained was kept by the leaders, some was given to the priest and the rest was distributed among the people. Some wealth was used for the performance of yajnas or sacrifices in which offerings were made into the fire. Means yagna, to do the yagna. Okay. We see many times the rituals, the havans. So in that yagna was there. So that in the yagnas, it was yagnas were also performed or sacrifices in which offerings were made into the fire. These were meant for gods and goddesses. Offerings could include ghee, grain, and in some cases animals also. Means some of the wealth was kept for yagnas. And what things they offered in the yagnas? Grains, ghee, milk, some animals. Most men took part in these wars. There was no regular army, but there were assemblies where people met and discussed matter of war and peace. They also chose leaders who were often brave and skillful warriors. Just now I told you about it, beta. Now, students, rest of the wealth was distributed among the common people. Okay, are you getting it? That for the after the battle, whatever they get the things, some of the things they used for themselves, some of the things they give to the priest, they perform the yagnas, and some of the things were distributed among the common people. Now, next thing, that words to describe people. In that, there are several ways of describing the people in terms of the work they do, the language they speak, the place they belong to, their family, their communities, and cultural practices. Now, students, we see some of the words used to describe people found in the Rig Veda. So, students, in the Rig Veda, there were two groups who are described in terms of their work. The priests sometimes called Brahmins, who perform various rituals. Okay, just those who perform Brahmin people, those who perform the ritual things like puja, part, yagna, katha, that all the things were done by them. And rajas. Now, students, these rajas were not like the ones you will be learning about later. Means they did not have the capital, cities, places, or armies, nor did they collect the taxes. Okay, means they were the like the common. Okay, common people. Generally, the sons did not automatically succeed fathers as rajas. Means son did not automatically succeed father as the rajas. Means after the raja, his son becomes the rajas. Now, students, two words were used to describe the people or the community as the whole. Okay, so one was the word jana, which we'll still use in Hindi and other languages. Okay, and there the other was wish. The word Vaishya comes from wish. And in more detail about these things, we are going to study further in the next chapter, number 5, students. So, here just some of the things I want to discuss with you, students. That the senior most male member of the family used to take all decisions in the family. Okay. And women held great respect in the family. And priest, now here we see that some of the things, that society was divided in the different parts: priest, raja, jana, Aryans, and dasas. Now first is the priest. So students, priest means Rishimunis. Priest, they perform various ritual things, means like the Brahmin. Then Raja. Raja, leader of the warriors. Okay. Then Jana or Vishya means the common people. Jana means the common people. Aryas and Dasas or Dasyus. Aryas, those who compose the hymns. And Dasas or Dasyus means men and women captured in the war. Okay. We will discuss more about it, student, now. That several Vish or Jana are mentioned by name. So we find reference of the Purujana or Vishwa, the Bharatjana or Vishwa, the Yadujana or Vish, and so on. Like that, they are in the different names given to them. Now, do any of these names sound familiar? Sometimes the people who compose the hymns describe themselves as the Aryas and call their opponents Dasas or Dasyus. These were people who did not perform sacrifices and probably spoke different languages. Means that people, they do not perform any sacrifice, they do not give any sacrifice, and they speak different languages. Okay, later the term dasa and the feminine dasi, means the male were called as dasa, and female were called as a dasi, came to mean slave. Slave means, students, slaves were women and men who were often captured in the war. Means those who were conquered or acquired in the war by the Aryans. So that slaves people were there. They were treated as the property of their owners, who could make them to do whatever work they wanted. Means whatever type of work they want, they can make these dasas or dasis to do their work. And dasas and dasis, they have to perform the work according to the order given to them. While the Rigved was being composed in the northwest of the subcontinent, there were other developments elsewhere. Now we will study about the other things. The silent sentinels the story of megaliths. Now, students, first of all, what is the megaliths? That we will understand. Megaliths. Mega means big. Liths means stone. Means thus megaliths refer to big stones. Big stone boulders. Boulders means the big stones like the pillar stones. These were used to mark burial sites, and these were found in northeast Kashmir, Deccan area and South India. The practice began about 3000 years ago. Now students, these stones boulders known as the megaliths, these were carefully arranged by people and were used to mark burial sites. The practice of erecting megalith began about 3000 years ago and was prevalent throughout the Deccan, South India, in the northeast and Kashmir. Then students, some of the important megaliths, this type you can see in the screen. So the big stones were kept on each other, and these megaliths can be seen on the surface. Other megaliths burials are often underground also, students. Okay, some places underground megaliths are also there. Sometimes archaeologists find a circle of stone also, stone boulders, or a single large stone standing on the ground. These are the only indications that there are burials beneath. Means the families were digged over there. The burials were there on that place. Students, there were several things that people did to make megaliths. We have made a list here, means some of the different types of things they had done, arrangements they had done, digging pits in the earth, transporting stones, breaking boulders, placing stones in position, finding suitable stone, shaping stones, burying the dead, that different things they had done at that time. All these burials have some common features. So we study about some of the common features of the burial, students. Generally, the dead were buried with distinctive pots, which are called black and red ware. Okay. Also found are tools and weapons of iron and sometimes skeletons of horses and horse equipments and ornaments of stones and gold. So that things were also found there in the burials when the skeleton was there with that, these different things were found. Now we study finding out about social differences. Archaeologists think that objects found with a skeleton probably belong to the dead person only, because it was with the dead body only, it was with the skeleton only. Sometimes more objects are found in one grave than in another. Means some of the times with one skeleton more objects were also found. Then here just find Brahmagiri. One skeleton was found in Brahmagiri. Skeleton was buried with 33 gold beads, 2 stone beads, 4 copper bangles and 1 conch seal. So that the skeleton of Brahmagiri was found with so many different things. Other skeletons have only a few pots. This find suggests that there was some difference in the status amongst the people who were buried. Some were rich, others poor, some chiefs, others followers. So by the skeletons, by the buried skeletons also, it came to know that time also differences were among the people. The status was there. According to the status of the people with the burial, different ornaments also found. Now students, we will study. You see here that some of the important megalith sites are shown to us. Like Bhimteka is there. So some of the places were there of the megalith sites. Now, where some burial spots mean for some certain families, sometimes megaliths contain more than one skeleton. This indicates that people perhaps belonging to the same family were buried in the same place through not at the same time. The bodies of those who died later were brought into the grave through the portholes. Stone circles or boulders placed on the surface probably served as signposts to find out the burial site so that people could return to the same place wherever they wanted to. Means students, megaliths of the means all the whole families were buried at the same place, and for that they used to keep some marks over there. Okay. Now we study a special burial at Inamco. Now students, in Inamgao, adults were generally buried in the ground, laid out straight with the head towards the north. Students, this Inamgao, it is a site on the river God, a tributary of the Bhim. It was occupied between 3600 and 2700 years ago. Here, adults were generally buried in the ground and laid out straight with their heads towards the north. Sometimes burials were within the houses also. Some of the times these burials were found in the houses also. And vessels that probably contained food and water were placed with the dead. Okay. Some of the times vessels containing food and water also placed with the dead body in the burials. One man was found buried in a large 4-legged clay jar in the courtyard of a 5-roomed house. One of the largest houses at the site which was found there by the archaeologist in the center of the settlement. And this house also had a granary. That house also had the granary. The body was placed in a cross-legged position. Okay. The legs of that body was in the crossed position. Now, students, here we just see that what skeletal studies tell us. So, just to figure out the gender of the skeleton, bone structure is noticed. Generally, the hip part of the woman is larger than the man. Then, Charaka in this book, Charaka's Samhita, states that human body has 360 bones. He counted teeth, joints and cartilages also, which are not counted in modern anatomy. According to modern anatomy, humans have around 200 bones. Okay. So just this was given a small information about what skeletal means, which type of skeletal studies can be done. Now students, occupations in the Inamgao was there that archaeologists have also found seeds of wheat, barley, rice, pulses, millet, peas and sesame and bones of a number of animals, many bearing cut. So students, they had found the bones of the number of animals, many bearing cut marks that show that they may have been used as food, have also been found. These include cattle, buffalo, goat, sheep, dog, horses, pig. So, different types of animals were also found at that time. There is evidence that fruits such as beer, amla, jamu, dates, and a variety of berries were also collected at that time in that places. Now, students, just some of the informative thing is given to you that Chinese civilization was thriving at that time around 3500 years ago. We find some evidence of writing in Chinese. These writings were on animal bones which were called oracles bones as they were used to predict future for the kings. From the bones the future of the kings can be predicted. These kings lived in palaces and amassed vast wealth. Means that kings were having the so much wealth with them. Okay. Kings got scribes to write questions on the bones. Would they win battles? Would the harvest be good? Would they have sons? The bones were then put into the fire and they cracked because of the heat. Then fortune tellers studied these cracks and tried to predict the future. So, in this way, they used to predict their future. As you may expect, they sometimes made mistakes also. These kings lived in palaces, in cities. They amassed vast quantities of wealth, including large, elaborately decorated bronze vessels also. However, they did not know the use of iron. Okay. So, students, here our chapter is end. In this chapter, we had studied about the what about the books tells us and the burials tells us. So we had studied that from the books, Vedas, from the Rig Vedas, so many different types of things we came to know. Okay, such as the things which we had learned, like that about the one very good time we had studied about the dialogue between Vishwamitra and the rivers, Bees and Satluj rivers. Okay, then about the burial, students, we had studied that the burials also tell us about the what type of skeletons were found, and in that also status was there why the megaliths were made, means they can identify the burials are digged over there for that. So these so many different types of things we had studied in this lesson. I hope you had understood about it. Thank you. Have a good health. Enjoy your time.